Alright guys, Nofap. What is Nofap? Nofap is not masturbating, not using pornography like a dork. We all know it creates a bad life when you use this BS. And it also cuts you off from women. No one wants this. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a 100-point ebook. Okay, I don't know how much I'm going to sell it for, but golden tips for Nofap. I'm almost 2 years free. So after 6 years of beating my meat. So what's the first tip here? I'm just going to film a few. Not sure how much battery I've got on my phone, not sure how much storage. Also, this is on low battery as well. First point is have something better to do than jerk off. This is the first point because it's an important one. Do you actually have anything better to do than jerk off? What is your life about? Bro, I can't imagine living a life where I don't feel like I've got something actually important to do. And since my teens, I've known I have to do something incredible and help a bunch of people because I learned some incredible stuff, blah, 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 blah. What are you going to do with your life? When you're beating your meat, if you don't have a life purpose, there's not going to be anything, you're not going to be beating your meat in context. What do I mean by this? Well, let's just imagine Steve Jobs, okay? Don't imagine this explicitly, but imagine if Steve Jobs was beating his meat. You'd just be like, no, Steve, no, bro, you got stuff to do. He could not have created Apple if he was beating his meat everywhere. So think about what you want to do, even if it's as motivating as just making a bunch of money. What I'm saying here is that you have to be motivated by something. Something that will make you not fap. That will make you say, I really don't want to fap. I don't want to be a fapper. Because I've got stuff to do, I've got stuff to achieve. I'm just going to go until the battery runs out. Blah, blah, blah. Second point, pity the fool. Pity the fool when it comes to Nofap. What is the fool? Well, it's the person who can't get past day 3 after 6 months, after 12 months of trying. He can't get past 12. He can't get past day 3. So however deep you are in the trap, view people in the trap as fools and see yourself as apart from them, not in the same group as them. So this is hardline advice. This is no fluff here. I've written it so it's basically like orders. You should be taking orders from someone who is where you are. So see the people who are in the trap as fools. See them as below you. It's very helpful. It is very helpful. Oh no, but David, we shouldn't ever think that people are worse than us, or that there's no hierarchy in life. BS. We're all worthy of love, but we're not all on the same level. We're not on the same level of worldly value, actually. So, who are you going to pick for the football team? Who are you going to pick first on the sports team? You're not going to pick any random person, are you? You're going to pick the person who's most capable. And so, here it says, you see them as apart from yourself. You don't want to be last picked on the team. You want to be picked first, which means you want to have value, which means that you can't associate with people who are busting their nuts everywhere because their value is dropping. Their value is very low. So, I mean, what are the negatives of fapping? And what are the positives of semen retention? Well, one of the positives is courage and strength and intelligence. So they're all very valuable. Now, I said that I wrote this quite hard line, so it's supposed to kind of shock people a little bit. But if you've bought the thing, if you bought the ebook, then you want to succeed. So this is a no BS thing. So fat people who first become fit, they have to go through the phase where they first start to identify as being a fit person. So in the same way as a fat person who actually succeeds in getting fit, what do? They buy all the gym equipment, they jabber on to their friends about being fit and fit lifestyle, they annoy their friends, they're eating healthy, they're doing the whole Instagram thing, and they go the whole 9 yards, right? And actually they're running a few yards too, they're running. So you have to take on another identity. And that's what this point is about, pity the fool. You've got to take on the identity of a no-fapper. Even if it means, for a time, belittling the fappers. In your mind, it's okay, if you're deep in there, you're trying to get out, it's okay to just say, bro, I don't want to associate with these people. Like, I know I'm doing it, but it's bad. Like, it's, yeah. So, that's how you're going to think. Like, even though you feel like you're stuck in the trap, still, you know that it's counterproductive. And so it's same for the other people too, so. Yeah, so that's that point, you know. More on pity the fool. More on pity the fool. Yeah, basically the same stuff. Start identifying as a non-fapper and pity all the fappers. Be disgusted at the whole situation. This whole situation. Be disgusted at the pornography companies. Be disgusted at everything. And that does help to put some separation between you and the habit. Now, you can go too far with it and you can feel really shameful. You'll find your balance. And yeah. Okay, let's go. Keep going. So that's pretty much done. Third point, move on from this as quickly as possible. Move on from Nofap as soon as you can. There's a lot to this. So unless you're making money from helping people with Nofap, get out of the Nofap groups as soon as you can. Stop following all the Nofap accounts. Exit this Nofap world as soon as you can. You don't want to be staying in this place. Okay, so I'm going to give you a second, pause the video, go to Instagram, unfollow the accounts, go to WhatsApp. If you're ready, unfollow the accounts, unfollow, leave all the stuff. Because if you get too caught up in the Nofap sphere, the Nofap social space, well then your life is still on the internet, your social life is still on the internet, right, which ain't healthy. So, and I mean, the types of people you're around too will just drag you down, so yeah, okay. Move on as quickly as possible. Let's just read it all out. Unless you're actively helping others, you should leave this in your past as quickly as possible. Leave all Nofap groups and separate yourself from anybody who chronically faps. Oh no, I couldn't possibly curate my friend group to align with my goals. That might mean it might mean confrontation or some other negative feelings. Well, these people are foolish. We become the average of the 5 people we hang around with the most. It's just a fact. You'd probably be better off watching like 5 really high value YouTubers and having no friends in real life and communicating with no other people except for maybe your family than having a bunch of low value friends. Chronic fappers. And you know, there's this whole thing of like, well, I want to save my friend, I want to help my friend to get out of this too. Sounds like people in relationships when they're like, oh, I want to save him, or I want to save her. Waste of time. So, but you're welcome to try. We become the average. I couldn't imagine being friends with a fapper and spending time with them outside of the context of a teacher-student relationship. I couldn't imagine it. If you really would want to improve your life, you must carefully choose who you hang out with. We are all programming each other. Right now I'm programming you. If you're stuck in the fap trap, I am free. And we're all programming each other, so who you hang out with is really important. What are they saying? Are they complaining? What are they talking about? Are you ever talking about things that are important to you? Are they ever belittling you and you have to be like, what's it like? Oh, but then I had to, I had to make some changes. Yeah, make them, man. Make them for you. If you have to make any changes. If you really want to improve your life, blah, 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 blah. Do not make addiction recovery part of your identity. Or think of yourself as a victim. Okay, so this is again like just getting deep in. Yeah, man. Get out of this as quickly as possible. Because for a lot of guys, it becomes part of their identity. And they're just like, oh, okay, I have to not fap. Oh. That's all they think about. Crazy. Yes, it sucks, but the goal is to learn the lessons and move on from this as quickly as possible. This whole journey sucks. Now, that's not quite true. The benefits that you get are incredible. Courage, attractiveness, sexiness, intelligence, high vibe. Okay, they're all great. It enables you to do everything that you do now better. If you're a musician, makes you play music better. If you're a writer, makes you write better. So if you're a coder, makes you code better. Because the sexual energy that you have, it's energy, more energy. Everything we do costs energy. So yeah. Nice, seems like we've got some good battery, some good space on the phone. Crack into number 4. Didn't think we'd get this far. Wow, this is a big one, okay? Start thinking like a father. What? Dave, you're crazy. Well, let's go through this. This will quickly teach you how to think responsibly and with the whole of society in mind. Now, for you fappers, you're like 20 years old, around that age, you don't care about this. All you care about is yourself. But thinking like a father will help you to start thinking about other people. And whether or not you think you want to be a father, I've seen that 80% of young men who are stuck in the masturbation trap are actually still teenagers. So yeah, most of the people who are in this trap, okay, dead, died. Last point, 4. So most of the guys who are stuck in the trap, they haven't really matured to the third evolution of the human. There's 3 basic stages: child, child baby, adolescent, teenager, and then a man. No one in society tells us what a man is, because this society's... But I don't even know what this society is. But what is a man? We can define it. I like to define it this way to Nofappers. Someone who has sexual maturity. So what is a teenager? A teenager is someone who is characterized by puberty. So they're either in puberty and then they're going to the end. But after it ends, you can be physically a man, but psychologically and sexually, you can still be in that weird teenager phase where you're just like horny, And you don't want to be there. You want to have sexual maturity. You want to have control over your sex life. That's big, actually. I didn't expect to say that, but that's broad, that is. So, in control of your sex life. So, controlling how many women you sleep with, if you want to sleep with multiple. Who are you having sex? Are you having sex? What is your sex life like? What do you want it to be like? And if you can't create it to the way you want it to be, why? It's the big question there. Why? It'll be due to fear of some kind. And what's that characteristic of? Not a man. So these fears you have to get over. If you've never had a girlfriend, or you haven't had sex, or it's just been a while, then this is like a new journey for you, man. Like, screw the Nofap journey. If I'm talking to you regarding this, screw the Nofap journey. Go into the journey of, I want to actualize my ideal sex life. I want to be attractive to women. I want to know how to do it. I want to have a bunch of girls in my DMs. Are you inspired? There's a bunch of stuff I could talk about that. I'll do videos on that if you want them. But yeah, so but yeah, for many guys, I'm pretty sure the whole thing is all about the fact that you find it difficult to find girls and get girls and keep girls, women. So, I mean, if you had all the girls you wanted, you wouldn't be fapping, would you, right? That's the hard truth. Hard truth, but it's the truth. This is, I think, what a lot of people avoid. So I'm just going to go off, going to keep talking. Laptop's died, 16 minutes. I'm just going to keep going until this camera dies. Okay, so like the video for that. So that's what I think this is all about, this whole Nofap thing. Being unable to get away from pornography, stuck in the mum's basement. There's no eligible females around, and but you're still horny because you're a human male, and you've got this in front of you on your phone. Easy. What's the solution? Well, the solution, there are actually a couple of solutions, but one of the solutions is to get the sex life right. I'm not going to edit that out. Get the sex life right. And, man, I mean, are you even trying? See, this is, this is not an obvious thing. Like, a lot of people aren't trying to find a girlfriend, or, you know. It's as easy as messaging a bunch of women and not caring about what they think of you. It's as easy as just saying, well, if you don't get a reply, or they're frosty or whatever, it's as easy as just leaving them on red. It's a numbers game, bro. So that piece of advice there, you can just take that and run with it, and you can get started. So, but yeah, I think that's a huge thing, the sex life thing. So, but with that, I think that's the end of this video. Any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, thank you guys. Subscribe, and I love you very much.